Hello, my angels, my loves. I'm gonna come out here with a quick one. We're always looking at like what's going on with the person on a collective's mind. How are they feeling? What do they want? What do they do? Always looking into them. So right now what I want to do is take a second and I want to look into you, collective. And I want to know, what do you want? Okay? Where you are right now, your healing journey, what are you looking for moving forward? Like, what did you learn from going through your relationship? Okay? So let's take a look. Let's dive into right now. Spirit guides, please tell me, what does the collective want? Let's get this, adjust this camera. Okay. What does the collective want? You want abundance. You want happiness. You want peace. Okay. You want material success. You want success in love. You want to be able to balance your emotions. You want someone who's going to balance you out mentally as well as emotionally. Someone who's going to give into the relationship, not just take. That's what you want, collective. You also want to work on yourselves. Okay? You want wealth, you want prosperity. You want someone who you yourself sow good seeds, so you want someone else who sows good seeds in life. You want the universe to bless you with someone who's just as positive, radiant as you, someone who gives back, someone that believes in karma, somebody who knows that you reap what you sow. You're also grateful. You're grateful for what you have. You're grateful for coming through a hard situation. You want someone who's going to come. You want someone who's willing to come in and do the hard work so that they can have an abundant relationship. Somebody who's going to understand that you have to put work in a connection in order for it to blossom. And somebody who's not afraid to work on the relationship. You want someone who's healed. Someone who has had some life experiences, that's had some relationships where maybe they messed up in, or maybe they were done wrong, but they've learned the lessons from that relationship as well. Somebody who's healed from, childhood traumas, baggage from other relationships. Someone who also wants to come out and heal others. Someone who can help you heal and go on a healing journey with you. Someone who knows where they are. Somebody whose alignments are aligned. Someone who is spiritual. Someone who believes in the greater cause. Okay. You want someone who that comes across as a protector. Someone who's willing to defend the relationship, defend you, stand up for you, stand up for what they believe in. Someone who's not going to let third-party interference come in, or either let family or friends put anything in their ear. Someone who understands that relationship is worth fighting for. Someone who's willing to put in that fight for you and for the relationship. Make you a priority. That's what you want. Someone with a 26 and an 8. You want someone with strength, with courage. You also want someone who's willing to walk away from things that are negative. Walk away from negative people. Walk away from negative environments. Someone who knows how to overcome obstacles. Someone who wants to move forward in life and not allow themselves to be restricted or feel restricted. I also feel like you want somebody handsome. Somebody who looks good with their shirt off. Somebody maybe with a little tattoos. Someone who's got their tools and knows how to use them. Put that however you want to put it, okay? Collective. What else does my collective want? What does the collective want? You want a new beginning. You're clear on what you want. You want someone who wants a new beginning, somebody who knows what they want, someone who's full of love, someone who's looking for love, someone that's spiritually connected. They are self-aware of who they are. They recognize their value and their self-worth, and they're someone who can bring something to the table. You want to expand. Someone who maybe wants a family because you want expansion and growth. You want a partnership that can grow. You're not looking to casually date. You're looking for someone you can settle down with, have a family with, establish something in life. Yeah, you have a long-term vision. You want somebody who's in it for the long term. Someone who wants to get married. Someone who wants to invest in you financially, invest in you mentally, sexually, emotionally. Someone who's patient, because you want someone to be patient with you as well. You don't want someone that you can't communicate with or talk to. And you don't mind waiting for that. You don't mind waiting for your vision. If it takes you waiting a little longer for the right person to come in, you will patiently wait with no problem. I feel like some of you are actually practicing abstinence at this time. But you definitely want somebody to come in that's going to be nurturing. That's nurturing, abundant, generous, sensually, mentally, emotionally. Someone who's balanced with their emotions. You know, they think logical, but they also think from the heart, and they act from the mind and from the heart. They're practical in what they do. You want somebody that's going to come in and love on you and nurture on you. You're tired of always being the one giving, nurturing, caring for. You know, if you feel like you have a sore throat and don't feel well, you want someone that can say, go rest. Here, go run out and get you some cold medicine without you even asking. Bring you a cough drop. You know, tell you get some rest. They're going to prepare dinner. Fix your soup. Bring you something. You want someone who's going to love on you and nurture you. Make you feel like it's okay for you to walk and act in your your femininity. Okay? That you can be a divine woman. Divine feminine. That you don't always have to act in your masculine energy because you have to be the one, the maid, the cook, the lawn man, the maintenance man, the father, the mother, the husband, the wife, the cat. You want somebody to allow you to just be a woman. Just let me do the feminine things. You come into your masculine energy and let me know that, you know what, baby, I got this. I'm the man. I'm gonna take trash out. I'm gonna pull it to the curb. You just want that. You want to be able to feel like a woman. And if you are a man, you want to feel like a man and know like this woman can nurture you and care for you. Okay? What else does my collective want? I feel like you want justice, you know. You want to start over. You want judgment to be called on. You want things to be made right. You want the universe to send you what you want. You feel like you've done a lot. You've given a lot. You've been so much to so many people. You just want to just start fresh, start new. You know, have somebody that's going to, you know, come in, that's transformed, that has released their old patterns, their old ways, and just willing to just make that walk with you. You don't want to be in stalemate relationships anymore. People who can make up their mind about who they want or what they want. You feel like moving forward, you're going to be a little bit stubborn about your wants and needs. You don't mind putting on hold your wants and needs and being stubborn about not negotiating what you need from a relationship. Because you get tired. You get tired of people being greedy, taking from you, and not giving back, exploiting you, being ungrateful for the love that you give. So now you're ready to be stingy a little bit. Make sure that you give to yourself before you give to others, and not to give more to others than what you're giving to yourself. Okay? What else? What else is not? Well, tell me more about my collective and their wants and needs moving forward. You don't want to be sad. You don't want to be depressed. You don't want anybody to put you in your head anymore. You want to listen to your intuition. Okay? You're tired of putting on that fake ass smile when you're feeling down and lonely and blue, because you feel like everybody expects you to be so tough, to have it all, to always have it together. You're tired. You want to know that if you're having a bad day, you have that person that you can lean on the shoulder and let them know. Better yet, you want somebody that knows you so well that they know, hey, something's bothering me. What's going on, baby? How can I help you? What do you need? You want that, okay? You want to be able to be open with someone about how you feel and not feel like it's going to make you feel weak or like they're going to judge you in any type of way because you're not at your best self that day. You're looking for someone that's going to offer security to you. Someone who can communicate. Someone who sees your flaws and still loves you anyway. They accept you for your flaws. You don't want anyone that's going to be intimidated or jealous by you. You don't want anyone to feel angry because they feel like you have more than them or feel like they want what you want. You don't want to be backstabbed. You don't want to feel like somebody's constantly watching you, and you don't want to have to look over your shoulder at anyone. You want someone who's balanced nutrition-wise. Someone who gives you food for thought. Someone who can help you elevate, give you something to think about. Someone who's healthy. Someone who's nurturing. Someone who can fill your cup of love. That's what you want. You want good friends. You want somebody you can have nice conversations with. You want somebody who's knowledgeable, somebody who's wise, somebody who's helpful, somebody that can take authority. But not only can they take authority and be a leader in your life, but they know when to fall back and let you lead. And they know that if you're a woman and you have a man who not only knows how to man up and be the leader and take charge, but when it's something that's in your realm of practice, your scope of practice, something you're very good at, he don't mind taking the back seat or being the co-pilot to your plane, because he knows that you're okay when it's something in his realm that he can handle, and he should be okay and know that does not make him weak. You know, it shows strength. You want somebody who follows the rules, not breaks them. You want somebody who looks deep within you, not at your shallow side, but someone that looks deeper as to who you are, your insides. Okay? You want somebody you could be successful and wealthy with. You want somebody who does not feel like they need to be in control, because you don't need to be in control. Like, you're not a dog. You're not looking for a master. You know? You don't need somebody that has to come in and control you or control the relationship. You don't want anyone that's going to stand in your way. You want somebody who stands in their strength instead. Somebody who wants a family. Somebody that can roll with the punches. You want somebody you could trust. Someone can not only be your lover, but be your friend. Someone who can sit back and do nothing with you, lay back, homebody, relax, Netflix, and chill all day, or go out and be adventurous with you. They're just comfortable whatever it is that you're doing, as long as they're with you. Somebody you can have intimate moments with. And I'm somebody who understands that intimacy does not always mean that you have to have sexual intercourse, but just somebody you can spoon with, hug, lay up with, just feel close with. Just somebody who gives you that security. Somebody you can just retreat from the world with in the bed and just hold you. Okay? Somebody that knows there's nothing wrong with just holding you, letting you fall asleep on their chest. Okay? You want somebody that will speak up for you, to defend you if someone's coming at you or speaking bad about you. You want somebody who's willing to be loyal, for better or for worse. You know? You want to know, like, if you have a bad day, they're not going to run for the hills. They're going to just let you have your moment and check on you and say, hey, is everything okay? That's what you want. What else does my collective want? Again, intimacy. Guys, you guys are really craving intimacy. You want that sexual chemistry, the reminiscing. You want to just be held, just love. Someone who takes your time and just slowly explore you. Your intimate thoughts, your heart, your soul. They just know so much about you. You want somebody that can communicate with you effectively. somebody that can let go of bad habits and is willing to adapt new habits, new addictions. Somebody who can be addicted to you, but in a good way. You want someone that's a manifester, someone who can manifest good things towards you, manifest good things for the relationship. You might meet someone who's divorced, and that's okay. They've had their heart broken, you've had your heart broken together, because they've had their heart broken, they know what it feels like to break somebody's heart. So they're not going to come in willing to break your heart because they know how it feels. What the heck does the collective learn from the lessons of their journey that they've been on so far to bring them to their healing where they are now? You've learned to avoid unpredictable people, psychopaths, abusive relationships, people who are conniving, people who just want to live in the moment, day by day, that don't care about anything else. You've learned to avoid people that are just looking for hookups. Okay, they just want to have dirty little love affairs. Avoid people that are honest about their sexuality and who they're seeing and sleeping with. You're tired of being a dead-end relationships that's not going nowhere. People are stuck in their own mind and their thought, who can't give. People who live in denial, give excuses, and run from intimacy. People that just want to cling on to you because maybe you're helping them in some type of way. Maybe you're helping them financially, maybe you're helping them spiritually, maybe you're helping them mentally deal with issues, so they cling to you, hold on to you. People who are just delusional, living with their head in the clouds but aren't trying to accomplish anything. You want somebody that's optimistic and successful. So what secrets are the collective keeping from themselves that they may be in denial about themselves? Because we all do have some negative aspects about ourselves. You might be in denial that maybe you don't express yourself as well as you think that you should. Maybe you're not clear on what you want. Maybe you weren't clear in expressing your needs to another. You weren't clear in setting boundaries. Maybe you dealt with some insecurities. And maybe you dealt with some insecurities because somebody wasn't clear about what they wanted from your relationship or how they approached your relationship. Or maybe because they were cheating and hooking up in third parties that made you feel insecure. Okay? Yeah, maybe they were out hooking up. Or maybe you need to understand that maybe you allow yourself to be put in a third party situation. You allow yourself to just be that third party, or that girl or that guy that's just being a sexual partner. 1818 when I say that. You wanted a relationship and you were willing to accept some of their bad behaviors, and maybe you allowed them to come in and just call on you when they want an intimate moment or a sexual moment. So maybe you need to get a denial on that. Maybe you allowed some of that behavior. Maybe you need to work on your finances. Maybe you need to pay attention to what you have going out versus what you have coming in. Tighten the belt a little bit. Put something aside for the future, for protection for yourself. Or maybe you need to work on your anger. Maybe you pop off too quick. Maybe people irritate you and you say things that you should not say out of anger. Maybe you react. Maybe you fuss. Maybe you fight. Maybe you throw things. Maybe you need to work on your anger management. Maybe you need to work on not being able to trust people, and it's because people betrayed you in the past. So maybe that's a negative aspect that you brought to a relationship that maybe you need to work on. Like maybe you need to check your mental health. Are you dealing with too much stress? Are you, maybe check yourself mentally? Maybe you need to check yourself medically. Or maybe you just need to look at previous relationships and see what went wrong in that relationship, and if you were a common denominator, or do you have some common patterns, okay, that you exhibit in those relationships, whether they're friends, family, or just past lives, that maybe you need to work on. Maybe you also need to look at, are you keep doing the same thing over and over again? Are you picking the same type of person, male or female, just different bodies, but basically the same type of person? Do you have a type and you keep going to that same type, expecting different outcomes? Okay, maybe those are some secrets you're hiding from yourself. So what is it that my collective needs to work on? And the shadow work. What type of shadow work does my collective need to do to be at a healthy state? You need to learn how to deal with consequences of your actions sometimes when you go a little too far, maybe when you say or do something. You need to not give into seductive gratifications, like if you're intimate too soon. Like, make sure you get to know a person, let them get to know you. Work on not being an avoidance. Don't avoid issues. If there's an issue that comes up in a relationship, be willing to confront it, but confront it in a healthy way. But also allow a person, if they need the space, to be able to have their space. Don't avoid difficult conversations. Always show up authentically yourself. If they like you, they like you. If they don't like who you are when you authentically yourself, then they are not for you. Okay? Just be real. Be honest. Pour in self-love. Accept yourself. If you can accept yourself and love yourself, don't expect someone else to. Do some self-examination. Really look at yourself. Learn to see people as they are, as who they show you they are, and not see people as who you think they have the potential to be. Okay? And be able to accept the person as who they are. Accept what you bring to the table. Accept them. And only accept people that are going to bring peace into your life. And this just slid right off my thing when I put it up. Self-sabotage. Don't self-sabotage a relationship, okay? Don't self-sabotage your happiness, your peace for another person. And if a good person comes to your life, don't self-sabotage it because of fear of what you've been through in the past. So what loving messages do the spirit guides have for my angels? What are some loving messages for them? Find someone who compliments you, someone who makes you smile, someone who balances you out. Just someone who could be your opposite, your yin yang, but they just balance you. They're in balance with themselves. You're in balance with yourself. They're in balance with their mind, body, and soul. They know who they are. They're strong in the areas where you're weak. Be willing to accept that. Be willing and be open to accept people that's not your usual type. Get out of that mind frame of always having to have what you normally go for, because the universe knows what you need. Be willing to go out on a date. Savor the moments. Build friendships. What else? What other loving messages do you have for my collective? Be willing to learn and expand. Learn new things. Expand yourself. Transcend. Be willing to go to a new phase. Be willing to take a relationship to the next phase. And always be willing to speak with clarity. Know clearly what you want. You be clear for the next person. Honor and protect yourself, your heart, your life, your relationship. And always move with truth and determination in that relationship so that you can build it on a strong foundation. How much time does my collective need to get themselves together to prepare for a new relationship, a new love? Something could happen this month on August 22nd. Somebody's birthday could be in August. August be relative to you in some way. 22 could be relative to you in some way. 22 does equal 4, which does talk about stability, which is your emotional stability as well as your physical stability. It also talks about celebration and harmony. So you guys could be celebrating something this month, a birthday, an anniversary, baby shower, maybe celebrating going back to work, going to school, or you can meet somebody at a celebration. Also, again, with August again, because something could shake next week for you. You know, you could run into somebody, or that could just be like when you're transforming, going into a new phase. Okay. So lastly, let's just get an angel message from our collective. Now that we know what they want, you will be successful. What you want is going to come into play. You're going to have success. You know, just continue to do your healing work. See clearly what you want. Just know success is yours. The universe is going to give you exactly what it is that you're looking for. You're going to be abundant. There's a lot of abundance coming your way. Money from unknown sources, from weird places. You could get some type of inheritance. You could get some type of life insurance payout. Hit the lotto. Maybe get a pay raise. Get an increase on the job, a promotion, at least to unexpected income, but definitely unexpected income as a gift from the universe. And you might receive this within the next few months, so by the end of the year. Okay, you are on your path to righteousness. You are on the right path, and you are going to be rewarded for all the hard work that you've done. God is very happy and impressed with you in your strength. Okay, so let me get a, you know what? Let me get a affirmation for you, and then this is going to be it for this reading. For today, I do hope that you did like in my reading. If so, please leave me a comment, share, and subscribe. Or give me an affirmation for the collective. An affirmation for them to wrap this up. Good things are going to happen. They are, collective. Good things are going to happen for you. You deserve it. I'm proud of your growth. I know that you've been through a lot. You're growing. Continue to grow. Continue to be strong. Manifest what you want. Ask for what you want from the universe. Put good things out there. Give without the expectation of receiving, and everything will come to you. Okay? Always live with positivity and love. Act from love in the heart. Do things from the heart. Okay? Thank you for joining my channel, and until we talk later.